everyone, welcome to Los Angeles. I'm right outside our office, but seeing as though it's a pandemic and I can't show you inside, we're gonna make a little lemonade and I'm gonna show you around the neighborhood. Some super cool, famous spots. So let's go check it out and then we'll go see my presentation. We have a couple of other surprises for you.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.
All right behind me over there is the Capitol Records building. It's a super famous landmark, and right behind that is the Hollywood sign. You can just see the top of it right in the back there. Probably not, but it's right over there. It's a couple of minutes walk and we're right at the Hollywood sign. I literally can't believe how empty the street is. It's hugely packed with people. This is the famous Pantages Theater right there. I saw Hamilton there, it was amazing. It's literally a couple of minutes walk from the office. Very famous theater right over there, and no people.
It sound right, boys.
So those are all the beautiful Hollywood signs. And then we have this special one over here. You can see how it's all boarded up. This is Donald Trump. They don't like him much here. He's been boarded up for a while. This is the famous Chinese theater. This is where a lot of the Hollywood premieres are. All the hands that are put into the concrete are done right here. And over there we have the Roosevelt Hotel. Adam and I used to go there on Fridays right after work and just sit down and have a few cocktails. This is the famous Hollywood and Highland Boulevard corner. This is where the Oscars begin. Usually the street is packed. If you look down that street, there's usually millions of people and it's totally empty right now. So there's Ripley's Believe It or Not. There's a whole bunch of, like, you can see in the background there, the El Capitan Theater. All right, I hope you enjoyed that little mini tour of Hollywood. Let's go back to my home office and jump into the presentation. Before that, we're going to go over to Stefan, our CTO in Sofia, Bulgaria. That's where our developer team is based.
It sound right, boys.
Hey, what's up, guys? Coming to you from our dev office here in Sofia, Bulgaria. You know, because of the coronavirus pandemic, we're all actually working from home. I am the only one in the office today. So guys, 3 years ago, I had this idea of building an Amazon business. And it was just a small idea in my head. But at that time, I was lucky to meet Jon and also to be introduced to Adam and to the whole Reliable community and to have the privilege to take part in that. And just looking back on that time now, 3 years later, I can say it's been a life-changing period for me because I'm now able to have that financial freedom, which I've always thought about and desired, you know, support both myself and more importantly, my family through doing something that I truly love doing. That's why we built Zonguru. You know, it's to give everyone the ability to do that. It takes a lot of hard work, of course, but as part of the Reliable community with all the education and just taking part in that community and support and having all the data side of it covered by Zonguru, you guys absolutely have everything that you need to achieve that. I hope you have a great event. Back to you, Jon.
All right, how cool was that? A little bit of Los Angeles, what's been happening in 2020 from a pandemic perspective. I'm going to jump into this presentation right now. I have some really exciting news about how our tool sets are integrated across marketplaces. But first, I want to dive into this idea of the super niche is the future. Looking at what's happening with the pandemic, looking at some of the data, the growth of e-commerce, what kind of product ideas as a private label seller do you need to look at and validate to be really successful with your Amazon business? So I'm going to dive into that, and then I'm going to dive into some ideas around what marketplace is best for you. And I'm going to expand your mind to think about your marketplaces and where you can find these super niches. Very cool stuff. Let's dive in. And most importantly, let's let the data decide what's really great for you when you're launching your products on Amazon. Okay, so we've been talking a little bit about the pandemic. We showed you Los Angeles. Let's look at the actual data. What's happening in e-commerce right now? This slide on the left-hand side is from McKinsey, and it shows you the absolute skyrocket growth of e-commerce back at the end of 2019 going into Q1 of 2020. And the quote I have here is, if you're feeling whiplash, it might be the 10 years we forwarded in just 90 days. It was incredible, the amount of growth, and incredible to see how well sellers were doing over that time. Now, that has flattened out somewhat going to 2021, but we are still 5 years ahead of where we should be with e-commerce, and it is not slowing down. And if you look at this graph on the right-hand side, you know, this shows you an inflection point in 2021 where e-commerce sales is just exponentially growing over normal brick and mortar retail sales. And what we're seeing, this is a quote I put together, which is traditional brick and mortar markets like Italy, France, Spain, when you go and travel there, you see this amazing brick and mortar businesses over there. They have by necessity had to shift online, and especially onto Amazon. And when we look at data on Amazon in those markets like Europe, and I'm going to show you a little bit more around Australia and some of the emerging markets, those are fundamentally now really good opportunities. They have the volume, they have the demand, and you can get in on those ideas. And it's almost like a flashback to some of the earlier years in 2014, 2016 with the USA and some of the big opportunities you can get in there. So hindsight is a good thing. I'm going to dive in and just show you some of the examples. Really, really exciting. So with the growth of e-commerce and how much demand there is, especially on Amazon.com, with such high demand and such high competition, when you're looking for a product to sell on Amazon, it's a niche within a niche, or what I call the super niche. This is your $1 million product idea. If you're not looking at a super niche, which is a very specific target audience with a very specific product, then you're looking at a 10 million product idea, and that's where big brands are, big competition, and you need a lot of launch budget, a lot of capital up front to even compete. It might be too big for you. So let's look at some super niche ideas. That is what you're looking for in 2021 and beyond. Now, very important, how do you actually validate a super niche product idea? This is what we as sellers have put together. It's answering 4 and actually 5 fundamental questions to validate a product idea. The very first one being demand. Now, on the left-hand side, you can see our niche score. So we fondly call this the rainbow, and we actually break it down by answering each of these questions. We give you a percentage based on demand. So you need demand. You need people actually looking for your product idea, but not too much demand. That's the orange line. Then you need competition opportunity. So the higher the competition opportunity, the better the chance of you actually getting in and beating that competition. Now, you need some competition opportunity, but not too much where it's just impossible to get in. So ratings, reviews, how long they've been selling on Amazon. When you're looking at page 1, these are competition things you really need to look at. Number 3 is capital required. This is huge for us as sellers. How much actual money do you need to buy your stock and to be able to sell at the velocity of page 1? How much PPC, how much stock do you need to actually get on and compete on page 1 and sell at that volume and then be able to reorder and get back in stock? This is a critical question we need to answer. Number 4 is profit opportunity. So when you're actually selling on page 1, what is the actual price point that you're selling at? How much margin can you make? And what is the sales velocity? So you can actually make a sustainable long-term business. You can grow some of that profit, reinvest back into the business and grow that over time. That is a critical question you have to answer. And then the 5th one, which is more of a softer skill, we have some data to give you insights on here, but how do you differentiate your product? You need to make sure that you're differentiated enough so that you can get the click and the conversion over everything else on page 1. That is what Amazon is looking for from an algorithm perspective, that if you can get your conversion rate up, they know you have a great product. It's what customers want, and they're going to feed you traffic, and you're going to really, really crush it on Amazon. So that last one is really critical. And most importantly, don't differentiate and capitalize too much on your product. You don't want to push your price up where it's beyond what people are wanting to pay. So it's a really critical thing. We have a lot more detail on that, which we can teach you. But those are fundamentally the 5 different things when we are validating a super niche, with those 4 things being part of the rainbow and the 5th one being more of a softer skill when you're looking at the page. All right, so let's dive in. What is a super niche and what isn't? Let's actually look at some examples. We've got examples right here. So I want to show you this first one. This is an office chair. You can see if you look at the niche radar, that score, demand is through the roof. There is some competition opportunity that you can capitalize on. Look at that launch button. It is literally through the floor. It is flat. And the revenue potential is again through the roof, because if you actually got in and sold it, because of the demand and the size, you would get in there. But look at this product. This is an office chair. It does $1.5 million a month on Amazon. Monthly revenue down in blue is $620,000. That's an average monthly revenue for office chair products on page 1. Launch budget is $275,000. That's how much money you need to actually get in, buy stock, and compete on page 1 and actually get there. Now, I've been selling on Amazon since 2014, so I have hindsight. I've been looking at data with Zonguru since then, and this is a product that I actually looked at in 2014, and then there was a real viable opportunity to get in and sell office chairs. I didn't do it. Zonguru was my focus, but this was an opportunity we targeted, creating brand brands around office chairs. So this is back in 2014, you could get in. And if you got in there, and look what you would be doing right now, you'd be absolutely crushing it, right? Here's another example. We're looking at office chair. That is a very basic keyword. If you're looking at ergonomic chair, that is much more of a niche. Now this was great in 2018. We looked at this as a niche. This was an amazing opportunity to get in on 2018. But if you look at it now in 2021, it's just through the roof. Look at that niche score. Again, demand and revenue potential are through the roof. But on the opposite side, you have launch budget and competition opportunity down through the floor, right? This product makes $913,000 a month on Amazon. Average monthly revenue for the top page one sellers is 346,000, and launch budget you would need is about 150,000. This is too big for me. I would not be able to get in on that, but this was great in 2018. So what is a super niche that you could actually sell right now on Amazon in 2021? I just did the search yesterday and I used the niche finder and I came up with vibrating floor gaming sofa. That is a long tail keyword. It's a very specific niche. It's a very specific audience, and look at that niche score. You know, there's demand and it's going to emerge and grow. Competition opportunity, 100% you can get in on that. Launch budget is pretty spot on. You know, it's a little bit high, but maybe it's pretty good. And then revenue potential is pretty good. So, you know, this product is making $50,000 a month on Amazon right now. Average monthly revenue for the products on page one is 43,000. So there's a few in there, and launch budget is around 40,000. So it is pretty high on the launch budget. You know, this is still a relatively high niche, but you can get in. There was only a few competitors. You can absolutely win at this. This is a super niche product idea. You need data to find these kind of ideas, and that's what our niche finder and our tools do to actually find these super niche product ideas, and you can just find them in a few seconds. But again, you know, look at the progression. Office chair, 2014. Right now you can't get in. That's 1.5 million. Ergonomic chair, 2018 you could have got in. Right now it's a little tough. It's 913,000. It is very tough. And then vibrating floor gaming sofa you can get in, and imagine how this is going to grow over time. We know that the gaming niche is great. All right, let's look at a few other opportunities. 2014 you could get in with the aluminum water bottle. This is when those double-walled aluminum water bottles were coming out. We saw it as a niche. If you try to get in that right now, the niche score is through the floor again and through the roof on demand. This product is earning $700,000 a month. Average monthly revenue for page one is 204,000. Launch budget 150,000. You can't get in. If I wanted to get in right now, I'd go with foam roller water bottle. That is a super niche. That is a product that, you know, CrossFitters might use. They might rub their muscles with it. You know, it's a dual purpose. 64% is a niche score. Look at that. Monthly revenue for this is 47,000. Average is 43, and launch budget is 22,000. You can get in on this product right now. This is the kind of super niche that you need to look at for the .com market. Remember, this is your $1 million product idea right here. It is not a $10 million product like the one on the left-hand side. Office shelves, you could get in on this in 2014, right? 2016 maybe, but right now you can't. That's 411,000. If you're starting out, this is not a product you can get in. You need a launch budget of 145,000. But what you can get on is hanging macrame wall shelves. I hope I said that right. But, you know, macrame is a type of stitching. It's a unique target audience. This is a 55% niche score. Demand is still growing, but look at the other ones. You can get in on this. This is $37,000 a month. This product is doing average monthly revenue of 6,000 and launch budget of 6,000, right? So you could get in on this right now. This is a great starter product for the .com marketplace, and you can jump in. Okay, so 2021, hanging macrame wall shelves. 2014, office shelves. But if you got into office shelves in 2014, look at your business right now. It'll be huge. These are the kind of smaller niches you can get in, launch a few of those, and over time it is absolutely going to grow. So this is .com. It is a much more competitive marketplace. You need that super niche to get in. Now I want to expand your mind and just think about something else, right? Is my awesome idea. I have this awesome product niche, super niche idea. I have a great product. It's beautiful. I have an amazing supplier, and I've looked at .com and it's just seems really, really competitive. How do I actually get in on this idea? I want to expand your mind and think about other marketplaces. You know, just looking at the data again, those marketplaces are becoming viable. So is my product idea too big for the USA? Is there too much competition? Do I need too much capital to get in? You know, am I just outpriced? You know, my competition is too high for me to get in. You know, look at this data from Marketplace Pulse. In 2020, of November 2020, Amazon.com did 3 billion search visits, right? But look at Japan, Germany, UK, all of those marketplaces are growing. They're around 750 million. That is a huge marketplace. And all the way down, look at Australia right there as well. That's 45 million. That is their poster child right now. It is the fastest growing Amazon marketplace in the world. You know, just in a year and a half, they've gone from 10 million, over 40 million searches per month. This is, you know, viable markets right now where you can get in, there's less competition, and you can grow a $1 million product idea. So I want to expand your mind to think beyond just the .com marketplace and to start to look at some of those other opportunities. So why would you look at something like the Australia marketplace, for example, big niche categories are still available. It's kind of like what Amazon.com was in 2014. You can get in, you can stake your ground, you can own that marketplace. It's going to grow massively over the next few years. Same with UK and Europe, right? There's less competition. You can own page one. Huge growth ahead. And you will get amazing support from Amazon. Amazon is Australia, especially. It's their success stories. They want to support brands. You're going to be a big fish in a smaller pond. And if you have a great product, they're going to support you. Get in, and then get in there, get in Germany, get in France, Italy, and then potentially scale to the USA. So look at those as marketplaces. And especially if you live in those countries, you are the target audience. You can own that, and you can own a niche in these emerging marketplaces, which are really, really big. There's great demand there. You have $1 million product idea, especially in some of these other markets, and there are more coming in the future. India, Singapore, these are great markets that are coming up. All right, so how do you look at data and validate those niches? Well, we are absolutely announcing something amazing right now, which is we are the very, very, very first tool set in the industry that is fully integrated across all product research and seller scaling tools for both the USA markets, Europe, and Australia. You can get in, you can look at product ideas across marketplaces, you can scale you can find keywords, scale your listings, get reviews. Everything you need across marketplaces is now available on ZonGuru. I'm going to let this video do the talking. Check it out. Pretty cool. How cool is that? So we are, again, the very first tool set to be fully integrated across North America, Europe, Australia. Get in. We have the data. We've been working with Amazon for many, many years to get the data, to be able to showcase it to you in the right way, whether you're product researching or whether you're looking to scale your business and find those keywords. It's actually data that we can get in those marketplaces for local knowledge. It is now available. Get in there and start to use it. It is awesome to see how different markets compare. And I'm going to show you a little bit of that in a second right now. Okay, so let's look across marketplaces very quickly. We're going to look at USA, we're going to look at Europe, and we're going to UK, and we're going to look at Australia. So remember this idea of ergonomic chair, right? It's 59%. Demand is through the roof, but obviously launch budget and competition is everything down. This product is doing 913,000. You need a launch budget of 150,000 to get it. What about the UK? Let's look at, this is the best selling chair in the UK now for ergonomic chairs. Very different to the one in the USA. Buy demand is 65%. Now you can start to see, launch budgets and competition opportunity is moving up, right? But this product does $170,000 US dollars on the UK marketplace right now, and monthly revenue for the average is for monthly revenue for these products is 28,000. Launch budget, you need about $37,000 just to get in on this product. Still too high for me personally, but getting better, right, than the USA. What about Australia? Why don't we look at this as an emerging market? Let's see what the best selling product is over there right now. It is this. It's a ergonomic chair. It's in fact even a gaming style chair. Australians love their sporty colors. This is the best selling chair. This chair, the niche score is 78%, right? Buyer demand is great. Competition opportunity, look at that, 74%. You can get in on this product. Investment sweet spot, revenue potential. This product is $80,000 a month US dollars on Amazon Australia. The monthly average revenue for page one is 29,000, launch budget 27,000. You can get in on this product. It's like getting in on the .com marketplace in 2018. This is 2021. Get in on this. This product is going to scale. I promise you right now, this product can be doing well north of 7 figures. It's already doing that, but well north of that for a bunch of other products in a few years. So get in now while you can. Another 3 great ideas, looking at a different range here. Here's a perfect one. Coffee tamper, $5,300 a month. You can get on that. Now look at the revenue potential is still low because there's not that much sales volume, but get in now. This is going to grow. Just think about it. Coffee. This is great for this marketplace. You look at this on .com. This is a 7-figure product right now. So get in right now. Beach blanket. We've all seen these. We've been to the Canton Fair. You can get this product. It's doing $13,000 a month on Amazon Australia right now. You can get in on that idea. Bread Lame, $8,600 in revenue a month. These are $1 million product ideas. I promise you there's so much opportunity right now, and there is less competition. You can get in. This is the time. Australia is a great emerging market, and you can look at all these opportunities on France, Italy, Germany, UK. It's all there for you guys to look at right now on zonguru.com. All right, let's jump in. I want to show you a little bit of examples on Niche Finder. We can jump in and show you a few different ideas across those marketplaces. Let's jump in. All right, so we've jumped in onto the Niche Finder in Zonguru right here, right? So these are all the tools that we have available: product research, listing optimization, business metrics, everything. But I've opened up product research and I've gone to the Niche Finder and I've loaded the Niche Finder right here. Now, what this tool does, this is the best tool in the marketplace that bring you relevant private label ideas. So instead of searching and trying to find ideas, you can just put in categories and it's going to return product idea after product idea to you that will really stimulate you to start to really look at it and find that super niche. So, you know, we're in advanced mode over here. I've selected Australian marketplace. You can select anyone. I've selected that. Now, you can select all categories. I've gone in here and just for the sake of this example, I've said, hey, let's look at home improvement, home improvement, household appliances, kitchen and dining, sports, fitness, and outdoors. That's just a good mix of products that I think will be great for private label. You know, there's obviously baby, there's a whole bunch of other ones, but let's just keep it to those for right now. So I put all these in. And then I just hit search. That's it. And I've gone ahead and these are returned, all of these ideas. And I've just gone ahead with a red highlighter and highlighted some ideas that I think are interesting. And what's exciting to me is as soon as I looked at this, I'm like, there's idea after idea private label, but these are things that are probably way too big for the USA marketplace right now, but they are absolutely spot on for Australia. You are in the right time at the right moment to get in on this marketplace. And there's some other really cool things I'm going to show you in a second. So look at the stand-up paddleboard, right? 85% buyer demand, 63% competition. So there's competition, but not too much. Investment sweet spot is bang on, right? Revenue potential is pretty good. It's right there. And if I roll over and look at this, we can just see some immediate stats. We can look at the average revenue. So look at that, you know, 4 or 5 along, just to highlight that. The average revenue right here is $14,000 that you can actually get here just with a stand-up paddleboard. These products are available. You can get in. There's a whole bunch of other data. Let's just look at some examples and then we'll open up one and just look at it. But stand-up paddleboard inflatable. Yoga mat you can actually still get on in, which is interesting. 72% niche score. Exercise bike, office chair, right? We just looked at office chair. Ergonomic chair, bam, that's right there. We just looked at that. You can absolutely get in on that. Gaming chair. Beach shelter, right? That's an interesting idea. There's definitely a massive beach culture in Australia. You know that this product probably better than any other marketplace. So beach shelter, standing desk, monitor arm, you know, coffee grinder, beach tent, dual monitor, floor chair. That's interesting. A floor chair, grow tent. You know, and on. There's just so many ideas. Pull-up bar, you can just keep going and loading. You know, this is just literally a 10-second search, and you have all of these ideas. I've just highlighted a few that stand out to me just looking at what they are. So let's go ahead and open up one of these ideas. Let's open up the beach shelter idea. Now, the beach shelter, on average, is doing $8,000 a month in revenue, on average, on page 1, right? $8,000. That's amazing to see. And, you know, the launch budget is about 7,000 Australian dollars. So, you know, you can get in with this product and look at these. I mean, look at these images. You can totally do better than these products. You know, you absolutely know how you can differentiate this product. This is the beach shelter, right? So these are some of the ideas. Now what you can do is once you see some of these products, open it up in the Chrome extension. Look what it looks like on Amazon Australia and see how you could differentiate and look at some pricing. Now this is Amazon Australia, right? And I've got the Chrome extension at the bottom, but look at this. This is the bestseller. This product with this image, you can 100% do better than this. You can differentiate better than the products here. Look at this pricing. Now I'm going to show you. There's a product down here. I'm going to show you in Australia right now. This product right here. Look how much they're selling it for. $242 right now for this product, right? If I open up the Chrome extension, this is all here in Australian dollars. The niche score is right here. The monthly revenue is right here. So, you know, these are live data points right now. You can look at some of these products are doing, you know, 3, 4, 6,000 Australian US dollars. They're all here, live data right here on Amazon Australia. All right, so how cool is that? That is Niche Finder. In literally 10 seconds, you see a bunch of ideas. I want to show you this as well. Don't forget Keywords on Fire by marketplace. This is the most powerful keyword tool. If you're looking for local keyword opportunities that no one else can find, you can get those. You can put it into your listing optimizer, and we can guarantee you that you will be the best listing optimized on page one. You can compare it against your top 8 competitors. No other tool does that. That's just one example. We have over 16 different tools. You can take advantage of those right now across marketplaces. Get in, start using it. You have an advantage over every other Amazon seller right now if you can get in. All right, so we have a special deal for you. It is right here, just exclusive to this video right now. If you want to get 10% off for life across any Zonguru plan, you go to zonguru.com/10 TEN, and you can get 10% off any plan. And now that breaks down, you've got a 7-day free trial. You can cancel any time, and plans will start at literally at $22 a month. That's 70 cents a day. Get in, start using it. We have researcher and seller plans, 2 plans, very simple. Get in and start using Zonguru. Check it out. Thank you. That's from me, John, here in my home office here in my garage. Check it out, zonguru.com/10 TEN, and you will get 10% off any plan that you choose, and you can get in and start looking at different market opportunities. It is right now, there's an emerging trend. Your chances here, we back you, and we have a full support team. You can hit us up at support anytime and ask us questions. We are backing you to grow an amazing business on any marketplace you choose. Good luck out there.